Monday, May 23rd. Nancy also sent pictures of the SkyTrack delivering white insulation and a good perspective of the building before they start working on it. By the solarium, SkyTrack is delivering what I believe are heat exchangers. It's a daily ritual to get deliveries up there. Insulation work has begun, spreading the gray goop on the white styrofoam, then handing it to the worker on the scaffolding. I wonder if anybody ever got a faceful if they weren't paying close attention. This worker was stuffing insulation into the compression joints where the new AL building meets the existing building. Last week, weather was pretty erratic. This day, I wasn't sure if it was raining or snowing in the mountains. Then it started raining on campus. Anne began to build the swamp again. Little Cat got busy bringing in loads of dirt and filling in the gaps so it wasn't so difficult for the SkyTracks to use. Next day when I checked, worker was up at the top of the assisted living atrium, finished the compression joints. There's snow on the mountains. Next day, it was all hands on deck putting insulation up on the back side of the AL building. It's not going to take them long to get this accomplished. Nancy Madigan sent the picture of how it looked at the end of one long day. By the end of the third day, white insulation wrapped all the way around the end of the assisted living building and was at the edge of the solarium. It was 80+ degrees outside, but it was snowing again as they roughed up the surface so it would accept the gray undercoat. Walking through campus, it was fun to see healthcare having a picnic outside in the courtyard. They were enjoying the sunshine. Inside, the East Atrium has a new art exhibit. Go down there and check it out up close. Looking into the solarium from the street, you can see that the third floor is the least complete so far. Walking up the south side of the AL building, I caught SkyTrack slowly lifting these guys up to the third floor with a big black downspout. You want to do this really slowly and carefully because it's a long way down and it would tear up the paint on the downspout if you dropped it. The guy behind was handing him tools and screws, and I'm sure issuing moral support statements. Walking east, I could see they had been at this all day from the other downspouts that had been installed. Out in front of the atrium are two big squares covered by plastic. Oliver says they're the elevator cars. Another day, my concrete guys are back and they are pouring the bases for the new light poles. Also found out that the retaining wall is only going this far. Farther east will be 4 parking spaces for the assisted living building. Looking toward the north, I see that the scaffolding has reached the east edge of the IL building. Below the casita wall, they have removed the big metal retaining plates. Little Beastie has stayed busy rolling the dirt out to backfill the retaining wall. Crew using the bouncy compactor Keep the little yellow beastie from wandering off to something more exciting. On the north side of the IL building, door frames have been delivered and are being stored in the garage for now. Up high, SkyTrack is substituting for scaffolding as this worker finishes the last of the yellow waterproofing. To the left of the sliding glass door, outdoor storage units now have wallboard installed. Way up high, we watch as workers pass metal strips down to the one on the canopy. It looks like they're getting ready to install the roof pieces. Watching a little longer, we see them hand over a metal piece that looks like it has ridges. On the west side parking lot, Oliver said this is a concrete base for another light pole. Residents will be happy when this is completed if they park out there at night. Last week, I was able to go with Doc to do part 2 of the healthcare demo tour, but we couldn't go through this door anymore. We had to go out into the kitchen alley and go in door 13. Big doors from residents' rooms are stacked up waiting for Coronado Wrecking to come collect them. Doc's crew has taken door 11, I think, and turned it into a construction entrance. The doors are wider and keep the stucco from being torn up. Looking inside, it's kind of a big, dusty cavern, but let's tackle it anyway. Walking across the room to check out the bright paint I'd seen, I find that one says, remove a window. Other instruction says, do not remove. Because we're going to private rooms, they will have to readjust where windows are placed in the new construction. Starting the video at door 13, I pivot past what used to be the healthcare dining room and kitchen, and nurse's station was somewhere in the middle, and then there were rooms down both sides of the hall. Now we have metal and insulation and a lot of orange streamers. Do not touch these. This beastie is called Bronco. It has 8 heavy weights just below the seat, so when it lifts up and comes down, it can really get linoleum and other things off the floor. When the concrete is finally clear, Doc can snap chalk lines for where new walls will go. He sprays it with clear lacquer so the lines don't disappear by the end of the day. This job is more difficult because a lot of these spaghetti wires feed the new healthcare wing. There is a lot to demo, but these wires are very important and can't be touched or pulled as they work. Doc says it will be several more weeks to complete the demo till he gets to the bare shell, and then they can start building the new healthcare wing. To keep out dust, but not the noise, this sheeting gives Rodney, the IT guy, a makeshift office. Maybe it's like the wizard from Oz behind the curtain. It seems like cactus all over the city are beginning to show off lately. Following week, it is a blaze of color. I love New Mexico.
Wilbur has just taken off near door 24. He's flying over the current and soon-to-be roadway in this mission. In this area that we're looking at right now, it looks like parking will be on the left side of the road, and after we do this little dog leg here, parking will be on the right side of the road. We have some piles of dirt in this area that they're using to fill in behind the retaining walls that they just built. This is Gene Theriault speaking. Today is May the 26th, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful day out, not very much wind. As we're around this corner, we see that there's all curbing in. Some of the curbing we just passed was hidden by the piles of dirt, but I think just about all of the curbing is in now. This is kind of a magic corner right here. If you go to the left, you go on out past the new assisted living building, but we're turning to the right here, and we're going up this area a little bit. If we go off to the left now, when we get to the dining area service road, and we're back at the magic point, and we're going out. The existing building is on the right. The construction office is on the left. We're coming up to the ramp that takes you up to the Alta Vista area. It's a storage area right now, and we have all of these containers for waste, metal and wood and other kind of waste. And as we're going out, we're about to pass the road going up to La Vida Llena, and we're now at the lobby of the new assisted living Mi Casa building. As we go around this little dogleg here, we will be going out with the assisted living Mi Casa building on our right. The main activity on the outside here is that they are bringing the roadway to the right elevation prior to paving it. I don't know when the paving will be. It might be months yet. But anyway, that is the roadway. The reason I took us around the roadway is that it looks like nothing is going on in the building on the outside. Well, this is a picture of exactly a year ago, and we can see that a lot has gone on. But the building looks about the same as it did last week, last month even. We flipped around to the back side of this building, the south side of the building, and we can see that they are starting to put on some more of this white paneling that they put on prior to putting on the stucco. This is the new assisted living building, and looking at it, that site again from the same spot a year ago. And the building looks fairly complete on the outside, on this side at least of the building, and it looks pretty much like it did before. And same thing's true about the lobby area. We don't see any real change in this area. The change where there is some is that they have now stuccoed the north side of this assisted living building. At least they have the gray coat on. This building is almost fully stuccoed, only this little area to be stuccoed yet that they're not getting into while they're still bringing materials in through these openings. Well, that's it for today. See you next week.